Alright guys, new channel name, Throttle on Tap. I'll give you a heads up on what we're doing today. In the picture video you see we've got a S10. This is my son's S10. We need to get the fuel pump out of there to replace it with a nice Walbro unit. We picked this up from Summit Racing. It's a I think the model number is 5CA 401-1. Puts out 12 psi, which is what the factory system needs. So I've already replaced this with a Summit unit. I mean a Spectra unit, but it's just not working. So we're going to try a better made in USA one. So here we are, just showing you an example of how you can get to it. All we did was unbolt all the bolts from the bed. We leave that front corner attached, and we leave that back corner attached, and that allows us to lift the driver's side of the bed far enough to get to this. Now, you know, I've done it a couple times on this truck already, so I'm pretty familiar with how to get in and out of here. It may be a little tight, but you can do it. So just going to show you, you don't have to pull a whole bed off the truck. You don't have to drop a whole fuel tank, and this only takes 2 people to do it. So there you go. I'm gonna replace this, and we'll report back. You can follow us on Instagram. I'll report on Instagram if the truck is fixed or not. Bye. Alright, so here we have the Walbro unit attached to the Spectra sending unit with the Racetronics bulkhead assembly. Bigger wires there, heavier duty connections. So we've been fighting with it for a while, like I said, so hopefully this is the fix. Just go ahead and install it back onto the tank. Alright, well, we got the unit installed. The truck runs, but I'll give you a rundown of what we've been fighting and explain everything to you here. So it was about maybe 3 months ago. My son called me and said that the truck died on him, and he was able to crank it up and move it off to the side in a parking lot. And then I get out there to assist, and it run. So we drove it from there towards the house, and it died again. So we had a tow truck come out because it was getting late and we didn't want to have any kind of safety issues. So we had a tow truck bring it to the house. This is a 93 S10 Sonoma, sorry. The typical stuff that goes wrong with these trucks, you know, the ignition control module, the coil, maybe the fuel pump, stuff like that. We started replacing parts and not really diagnosing too much. Probably should have, but you know, when it's a 27-year-old truck and there's certain items, you go to them. Anyway, so long story short, we've replaced pretty much everything: the plugs, the wires, the coil, the distributor, the rotor, the cap, ignition control module, fuel pump relay, fuel pump. We've upgraded the fuel pump assembly, replaced the wiring from firewall to the pump, upgraded all the wiring in the factory harness where all the splices were. We came into a couple problems where we found the fuse box had some corrosion going on, so we went ahead and rebuilt the fuse box. Probably should have videoed that. That was a hassle. But anyway, just giving you a background on what's been going on, and nothing seems to fix it. It'll run for about 30 minutes to an hour. On cooler days it'll run up to 2 hours. So last Friday I went ahead and I put me a headlight on the fuel wire, as one of my buddies had told me to do. basically just drawing current off that same wire that powers the fuel pump. When the truck would die, the headlight would still be on, telling me that we're still getting power to the pump, but the pump's not priming. You don't hear it cranking on or nothing. So it goes to tell me that, this is my second Spectra unit, that it's not up to par once it gets up to a good temperature. So the suggestion was just go ahead and replace it with a Walbro. So that's what we did. So that's the whole background on what we did today. Now, the only true way for me to tell is to run this truck for about 2-3 hours here before either continues to run or dies. So we'll figure that out. And like I said, we'll report back on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram, Throttle on Tap. Like, subscribe, comment. Everything you do gets us, more followers. So if you're out there and you have a S10 that needs some assistance, follow back. This may be the answer. Bye.